Oops, sorry about that. I had my mic off. Hello, everyone. I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com, and I am an independent demonstrator in the US. Sorry, we're having all kinds of technical issues. So it's going to be a fun day. Hopefully, we can go through this whole live without stopping and trying to restart. But I'm glad that you're with me today. Thank you for joining, and thank you for putting up with last week. Last week, we had gone into the video, the live video, two different times for about 10 to 15 minutes each, and then technology got in the way and I just was shut down. So this is officially take three of this project that I'm going to share with you today. We are going to play around with the masking paper from Stampin' Up! And see if we can do some pretty designs with it. So yeah, I'm going to teach you the basics of masking paper, and we're going to use the pretty Medallion stamp. It's a background stamp that's gorgeous, and I'm glad that I had a chance to play with it. This is perfect for the masking paper. I'm getting a little error notification over here, but I'm going to ignore it. I'm just going to read the comments, and if you guys tell me that I'm off, then I'll know. But sometimes my computer does things to scare me, and I'm not going to get distracted today. It's Wednesday, August 17th, 2022 at 11 a.m. Central Time as I am coming to you live again. Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. A big welcome to all of you, and especially a big welcome to those of you who are new to my channel. Hopefully you weren't new to my channel last week when we had all those difficulties. All right, I want you to sit back and relax. Log into your YouTube account if you're watching from YouTube, your YouTube or Google account, and then you'll be able to comment while the live is going on. You'll be able to get into a prize draw, a chance for prizes at the end. We're going to do a prize drawing. If you're joining on Facebook, chime in. Hopefully we have some Facebook viewers. Oh good, Peggy is with us. I'm scrolling here. We've got Christy Bentley. Awesome. Okay, so we are getting some Facebook viewers because what happened there right before the video is that I had two links from last week that I had created, and I didn't know which one was the real one. So you may have seen a live start, and then it didn't go anywhere. I shut it off, and I tried the second one, and the second one was the right one. So anyways, apologies to those of you on Facebook. But yes, we have some moderators that are here to help us out too. We have Lisa Marshall on Facebook, and we have Trisha Josephs on YouTube. If you have questions, they will try to answer them as we go. Please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a like, thumbs up. Come back and visit again, even if I have glitches today. We're going to cross our fingers though, okay, you guys? This is going to be fun. Is there anything else I need to tell you before we begin? No, we are going to move fast, you guys. Okay, I'm going to move you over to my computer. We're going fast just because I'm afraid we're not going to get this in. I'm like freaking out here. No, okay, calm down, Rachel. We're going to be fine. No technical issues today. Masking paper basics with pretty medallions. You can see this PDF here on my computer screen. This is something that you'll be able to download today at 12:15 p.m. Central Time. So in about an hour and 10 minutes or so, you can see that we have got some measurements written down there. And I've written down Starry Sky or Poppy Parade for the base cardstock right at the top there, because I'm going to show you two different cards today, and depending on which card you choose, you'll have, you know what I mean? So I've got the measurements in sort of for both cards in there, and then we've got the supplies listed for both cards as well. You can see there's an inside image for both of the cards too, off to the lower right behind my video. What else do I want to tell you on here? Lots of ink pads, because we are going to be doing some technique-y stuff today. And we're going to use the stamparatus. We are going to use blending brushes, some fun stuff, and of course the masking paper. So let's go down to the desktop now. Those of you that are newer to my channel, I had a couple comments in the last 2 weeks about my video, my face being distracting. Just ignore my face. I put my face in there because I think sometimes expressions are worth a lot as well, but it helps out those viewers who are hearing impaired or deaf, who read lips. I've been told that it's something that they greatly appreciate. So that is why I'm keeping it there. Hi, Linda. Hi, Lori. Hi, Marjorie. Awesome. So glad that you joined us today. All right. And to all of you, hello. These are the cards that I'm going to share today. We're going to start with the blue one. So I've already cut, because of last week, I've already cut the card bases. So I've got my Starry Sky, which is a beautiful blue. This is the blue that we are using for the accent in our upstairs main level remodel. Blue, gray, white, black, but lots of this Starry Sky. It's kind of a cobalt blue, isn't it? And then we'll also be using the, I believe it's Poppy Parade. Yes, Poppy Parade is the red. Nice, bright, cheerful colors. Now for each card, I've got 2 quarter sheet pieces of basic white, one for the outside, one for the inside. It looks like there's a lot of layers to this card, but this is all one white layer here. And I'm going to show you masking. And then of course we have the inside as well. And then on the red card, or red base card, I do have these 2 layers that we punched with the Heart Punch Pack punches. So those are all ready to go. When you are cutting your cardstock, you're just going to cut your cardstock in half. Let's say we have a full sheet of Poppy Parade. So this is a full sheet. Oops, too big. Let's zoom out. This is a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I just cut it in half at 4¼ inches, and then I took this piece and scored it down the middle at 5.5. And that's how you create your card base for these cards. Let us bring in the stamparatus. Now, I'm praying that everything is still set up from last week. Because I have to tell you, I had to spend a few hours afterwards, after the videos didn't work, and try to repair things technically. And then I didn't come back and clean up my desk much. So this is the stamparatus tool. So the stamparatus, if it's new to you, it's a positioning tool, and you can cling your stamps to it, whether they're the totally clear photopolymer kinds of stamps like this one here. So we'll be using that one also. That's totally clear. It's see-through. Or if it's the cling mount kind of stamps, which is what the Medallion stamp is. Now you can see we've got these plates that are on hinges. You can attach these plates to either side, and you can stamp on, or you can put stamps on both sides of the plate. So that's really fun. You also get, along with it, you get some magnets, which I have wrapped, oops, because they cling together really fast. And they can break, which is what this one did. But I've wrapped some packing tape. First I did washi tape around it, and then I thought that wasn't strong enough. So I have packing tape around each of my magnets, and they seriously are super strong. You hold them at the bottom. They get stored down here. And then when you need them, you take them off. They're not real close together, as you noticed. So try to use them far apart on your base here. You've also got one of these things, which I believe nowadays, tell me if I'm right or wrong, you guys. If the thing here, the foam mat now, it doesn't come with the whitish design. Is it just... tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. But we aren't going to use that with the thicker stamps, okay? We're just going to use that with our photopolymer, which is a flatter kind of stamp. It doesn't have the foam already in between like these stamps do. But I am going to bring in this magnetic sheet. And this is from Stamp and Storage. It's called the Magnetic Pad. And this here just allows me to give it a little bit of lift, but not a ton. Now I saw a comment come through. I wasn't sure who it was from. I didn't catch the name, but someone asked if I could move my image up to the top. And I'll tell you, if I tried moving my image into any other corner, I would screw up what I'm doing on my desktop, and I would cover up a bunch of stuff. I've been doing this for so long that I try to ignore the things down in the lower right corner of my table, and I move them into this area. So no, I'm not going to move my photo or my little screen of my face, but thank you for the suggestion. Hopefully it's something you can work around. Then we're going to bring in some of this stuff. Now this is just grid paper, but it's made for the size of our stamparatus. So I can place that down here. You can see I've used both sides, or at least this side already. We've got our stamp positioned, and I'm just going to bring in one of our basic white pieces. So that is going to go, and I'm just going to kind of line it up where I think it will look best. I'm going to look at my finished card. Yes, I had it more off to the right, kind of down. Oh yeah, I remember. I think I had it two little marks from the top and 2 little marks from the side. Let me check that out. That's a little low. We're going to go here. And you can, you know, the positioning part takes a little bit of time. Let me see if I already have it marked on here. I don't think I do. We'll just go like that and see. Yep, that brought it right to the spot, you guys. It's been 2 weeks. No, it's been 1 week. Right in there. That's where I had it. So it was, I used the inches side. This is the inches side. This is the imperial. This is the metric side. So I have it, or no, this is the metric side. The other side is the inches. So I have it 2 centimeters from the top, 2 centimeters from the side. You guys don't care. You'll set your own up. I'm going to go ahead and put my magnets down, but when you look at this card, you can see the stamp is going to be set in this lower right corner here. So I want to make sure that my stamp is not going to be in the way of my magnets, or my magnet's not in the way of my stamp, I should say. So there, we've got it. Okay, now after I ink this up, I'll zoom in and show you real close how this works. We're going to use a Versamark ink. Versamark ink is a clear sticky ink, and it will allow us to do some heat embossing. So heat embossing is, did I call it this? Oh, someone was just, okay, I called it the stamparatus, you guys, right? I'm seeing some people say the word stamparatus on here. I hope I didn't call it the stamp-a-majig. We used to have a stamp-a-majig a long time ago. It's a sticky clear ink, so it allows embossing powders to stick to it. And embossing powders are really, really fine powders that when heated melt and get a little raised, and it just gives you this real elegant look. So we're inking up our entire stamp, and then we're going to come down, and here I'm going to zoom in a bit here. We're going to come down and we're going to press. And I got a couple of wonderful tools, and now I'm blanking on who sent them to me. But if you have something that you can kind of press onto the surface, the top surface, or the top of your plate as you go, this is just a felt pad on a wooden handle. I did put a link into my blog post and into the video description for another one that I saw on Amazon. Like, they actually sell things like this that help you evenly press your stamp onto your paper. I got 2 of them and I can't remember which one is from who. I'm so sorry. Okay, now when we go like this, we want to look and make sure that it's all inked up. Now if it's not, you can come back because it's on the stamparatus, and you can ink it up again. And I'm just going to do that to be safe. You know, I don't want to be sorry. I don't want to have an area where the powder isn't sticking. So we're going to press again using our felt covered little handle there. What did we call it? It's called a, yeah, I didn't write it on this list. By the way, that PDF that I shared at the beginning, that is something that will be available to you on the blog post. So when this is all done and the blog goes live, you'll be able to, you'll be able to check it out and print it off from that blog post. So now we've got our sticky clear ink on here. I'm going to bring in my white embossing powder. Now we have this wonderful tool now called the, oh, and I forgot to use that. It's, what is it called? It's like an embossing pack. It's, let's see, Embossing Additions Toolkit. And you can sprinkle, if you have your embossing powder still into one of those little tiny jars that they come in, you can sprinkle your embossing powder over the top of this little guy, this tray here, and it will allow you to collect your embossing powder that you didn't use. Thankfully, we don't have any fingerprints on here, but I do see a little fleck of something that I don't want embossed in there. There we go. So what you would normally do, and I forgot to, let's just go through that step visually, okay? Rub the embossing buddy over the top of your paper. That will eliminate any moisture, oily fingerprints from your hands from catching the embossing powder before you stamp. I have really dry hands. I don't tend to have that issue, so I don't think about doing that a lot. And I'm sorry that I don't role model that. And then you just take off the end, you use your little brush, and you can put it right back into your container that's really small. Now my container, I've been using these for a couple of years because we haven't had this tray for a while. We had it and then we just brought it back. But my powder went back into, or is in now, these little Tupperware kind of containers. So I could probably go back to the little tiny containers again, right? We're going to move that off to the side. You also get this wonderful little tweezers in there so that when you are embossing, you can hold on to it. Okay, we're going to move this away. And then the heat isn't close to your hands because this is not a metal tip, it's a plastic tip, so you're going to stay safe. We're going to bring in our heat tool and we're going to turn it on the highest setting. There's a 1 setting and there's a 2 setting. We're going to put it on number 2 and we're going to heat. And if you want to, you can even cover a piece of chipboard with some foil. And that helps to reflect some of the heat back in the opposite direction. So you're almost heating on both sides by doing it that way. So we're going to start to see this white powder turn a little glossy. And there we go. You can start to see it there. Hopefully you can see it. And you want to make sure that it's not overheated. So when you're heating, you wiggle the embossing tool, the heat tool, and you have it in good light so you can see it. And you also only heat to the point of turning it into the white, glossy, powder that's all hard now, right? I'm going to move this. Ha! That was the garbage can. So can you see it changing? Hopefully you can. All right, we're almost there. Beauteous. And you can check by just kind of angling it in the light to make sure every surface is raised and glossy. And once you're to that point, you're ready to add the ink. So now we're going to come in with our ink. We're going to get messy. I'm going to actually bring in another piece of grid paper, just so that we have a clean surface afterwards. All right, the next step. Did I mess up already? I did. Rachel messed up. Okay, so this is what you really want to do. Oh my goodness, Rachel. Seriously. It's been a crazy week here, you guys. All right, this is what you really want to do. I messed up. I'm going to show you something here. We have masking paper. I forgot the masking paper. No! Were you all yelling out to me? Why didn't you use the masking paper? Now, you'd think it would still work, but it's not going to, because when I stamp this little message here, it's not. Oh, my goodness sakes. Can I do a do-over one more time? Okay, masking paper. It is, I believe, it's 7 by 5 inches. So if the 5 inches will cover that span, and I'm just going to tear with my hands like this to get one rough edge on one side. And then I'm going to tear again about 1.5 inches away to get another rough edge on the other side. Then on the back side, you have a separating little peel away section here, the release paper. And then you lay this on here. And then you come in with this. Oh my goodness sakes, Rachel. We're going to use our magnets again. Yeah. So let me tell you what's going on in our world. Our kitty. Some of you know Lucky. He is gone now. He hasn't passed away. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it that way. We had to send him off to a new home. For the main reason our main reason is that Andover, the city that we live in, it is against the law, the city law, to have outdoor cats. So last fall is when we got the letter from the city and saying that your cat needs to be indoors or you will be fined and eventually he'll be taken away from you, that sort of thing. And that kind of freaked us out. So for the past year, we've been trying to figure out a way to make our kitty cat stay with us. Sorry, I'm going to grab that powder again. This is good. This is just a reinforcer so you know what you're doing, you guys. We took his leash off just so that whoever complained last time, if they saw him again, they wouldn't know how to, unless they kept records. But we just thought, we'll keep our cat anonymous. And he was chipped, so if something happened to him, we would find out. But took his leash off and let him roam this summer. In the spring, we tried to keep him inside the house, but it didn't work. I'll put that away later. It did not work because he's an outdoor cat, and he was given to us as an outdoor cat. So we tried, but we gave up. And after the spring began, or after the spring ended, we just let him outside again. But then we started our remodel, and our remodel was very stressful on him. He started to scratch things, and it just wasn't good. So we reached out on Facebook to our friends, and Trisha Josephs, who is our moderator on YouTube, private messaged me saying that she might know somebody who wants our Lucky. And our Lucky went to a very good home on Sunday. And this gal and her family live in, see, now we can peel this. Oh, no, we're not going to peel that away yet. I have to heat the whole thing. We're going to heat the whole thing, sorry. Went to a very good home. He is in a very rural area of Minnesota, and so he's going to be a garage cat. He gets to live outside. He gets to catch all the little rodents he wants, and he's going to love it. Now, here's an issue that this card does not have that this one does. This one will have. I did not press the embossing, the Versamark ink down a couple times, and there are areas here where the ink did not go. So on that note, we're just going to live with it and keep moving on here. We've got 3 colors of ink. So I've been very emotional, as you may have guessed. My Lucky is no longer with me, and I've been very sad. And then all the technical issues that we had for going live last week. It's been a rough week. Pacific Point, Balmy Blue, Starry Sky. Those are the colors we are going to use, and we're going to use them along with blending brushes. Sorry, I normally don't talk that long about my personal stuff going on, but I know a lot of you love and miss Lucky now that he's gone, or you will miss him because he's been in videos. He has shown up in the videos before. But yeah, so wanted to update you all. So we're going to start with the lightest color. We're going to start with the Balmy Blue. And the Balmy Blue, because it's the lightest color, we can kind of make mistakes with it if we need to. But we're going to start close to the lower right corner here and close to the upper right corner here. And what I mean by that is the lower right corner in this section and the upper right corner in that section. So we're ignoring the masked area. You don't have to put any ink there, but the masking is going to prevent any ink from getting onto the white paper underneath in those areas. So I'm going to start there, and I rub my blending brush in a circular motion to pick up the ink, and then I just kind of test it on my scrap paper here, and we're good. It's not real intense, so we can just come on in with the ink in a circular motion, going round and round and round. And the circular motion is key, you guys. Also, keeping that masking paper pressed down is key for this technique. So we'll come in again. And one thing you're going to notice with the darker inks, should I zoom in a bit? I'm going to zoom in just a tad here. One thing you'll notice with the darker inks when we move to them is the embossing powder area changes a bit. So coming through here, and I'm going to leave an area in the upper left kind of whitish. I don't want to do the whole thing. And then I'm going to come down here and go across. The balmy blue is the one that we want to see have the most coverage. It kind of creates the base for the other colors too. So, I haven't been testing this on my scrap paper, have I? That's okay. We want it nice and dark anyways. We want a deep amount of balmy blue. And don't you love how it just softens as it moves to the white area? So where we add the color first is where it's typically the darkest, and where we move away from that center area is where it becomes lighter and lighter and lighter, and eventually just blends in like an ombre or gradient effect, right? We're going to move to Pacific Point next. That is the next darkest color. So Pacific Point, it's a very, very bright blue. It's gorgeous. So now as I move around in a circular motion on my pad, and then I come over here, you can see it's pretty intense already. So you may want to release a little bit more of that ink before you come on into your card. But now do you see what's happening to that white, the white embossed area? It's becoming blue. So then we bring in, and I don't have one over here, let me grab it over here. We bring in a tissue and watch what happens to that white. It brightens back up. So that ink is sitting on top of the embossed areas, and you want to make sure that that's not going to stay there, because it will change your look that you may be going for. Plus it'll rub off eventually onto your hands and be such a mess because it's not going to really bond to the glossy areas, because it's a classic ink, it's a dye-based ink. So you want to rub that away. Now let's go down onto the bottom part of the card, and see, I left balmy blue right up there. So now as I come down over here, I don't want to go as far as I did with the balmy blue, but I want to have some Pacific Point coloring kind of connecting with the balmy blue over here. So let's do that wipe with the tissue again. All right, it's looking good. And now we're going to come in with a shocking blue that doesn't really look like it goes really well with these colors, but I'm going to close this one up too. But it's amazing. Like you don't have to have exact matches for your ink colors. Just play around with your inks and see what happens. That's what techniques are. That's why they're so fun, because it's really like playing, right? Because there's typically not the same result each time. So I've got this really, really cobalt or indigo blue color. It's kind of a purplish deep blue. And we're going to come in here just around the center part of the medallion with that blue. And it's changing the color of the embossed white area, which is okay for this first moment as we are building the colors. But then have a tissue handy, because you don't want it to sit there and stain your white too much. So you'll wipe it often. Don't wait till the end to wipe it. Wipe it often after each color change. All right, so I have a feeling this isn't going to be too bad just because we have that torn look. It's not like a straight look with the masking paper. So I think it's going to be okay when we peel this away. So now what you want to do is be really careful. And when you peel the masking paper away, take note that the masking paper has a little bit stronger bond than, say, like a temporary sticky note, or Post-it Notes is a brand that is pretty popular by 3M. So just, carefully peel that away so that you're not going to tear your paper. And I like to peel, you can see I'm peeling kind of at an angle here, so it doesn't pull on the paper in the same way it would if I were to pull straight up and off. Also make sure that your hands are clean, because if there's any ink that's sitting on top of this embossed white area here, you are going to transfer it over into your white torn middle area. And that wouldn't be fun. So slowly but surely it's coming off. Yes, it's pretty sticky. There was just a tad here that I just have to get with my fingernail. There we go. Okay, now we've got that done. Yay, that's how that works, okay, you guys? Let's zoom back out and let's bring in the stamparatus again. This time we're going to change this, and we're going to grab the other plate that has our words, "Just saying hello." And I may have to position this, nope, we can do it this way. That looks good. I'm going to move it just a bit. See how the clear stamp, you can see right through there. It's just awesome. Okay, I'm going to move this over here, move these out of the way, bring that open, take our magnets, stick them back down again. All right, we're going to ink up with our Starry Sky color, the deep dark blue, the last one we ended with. And I'm just inking that up off to the side here. And I'm going to press it down. Oh, you know what? We forgot something. Because do you see how it didn't even connect? This is where you're going to need that extra foam layer that the stamparatus comes with. So let's just take these magnets back off. And I remember where it was at, so we'll just, because I'm looking at the lines of my grid paper and everything is pushed into the corner up here. So I'm putting it back on here, sticking that back down. Now it should be raised enough to connect, to make a connection. And let's just use this little tool again. Gotta love that. Ta-da! Now if it didn't ink all the way, you could go ahead and re-ink this one more time, because again, the stamparatus allows you to do multiple inking. Let's say it's a really light color and you want a nice deep amount of that color. You can darken it by just continuing to stamp. But we have a nice deep color anyways, so that's good to go. And then we just take and layer it onto our card base. This is our seal adhesive. By the way, if you're seeing any kinds of products that are of interest to you, you can go to my blog at stampyourartout.com and click the shop button. If you are a demonstrator, shop from yourself. And if you already have a demonstrator, shop from them. Give them some love. All right, we're going to bring in our iridescent pearls. I am running out of those. They are one of my favorite embellishments right now. There's 2 sizes to this iridescent pearl pack. So you get 5 rows of the larger ones. I got the sticky paper still on my hands. And then you get another, it looks like 10 rows, yep, of the other ones. We'll use our Take Your Pick tool. Teresa, my assistant, was here the other day, and we used some things that were off this table, and then I was just thinking to myself, oh, did she put the take your pick tool back in here? Well, I need to go search for it because I didn't prepare, you guys. I just went right to going live. I just prayed that everything was here. I may have to go back into my room and find stuff, but all right. So there we go. We're just adding with using the sticky end of the take your pick tool. We're just adding our fun little doodads here. So just a few little accents. That one got a little bit deeper in color, isn't it? Kind of like that. And then on the inside, you're just going to do that same blending technique. So you're going to start with your balmy blue. You're going to go pretty far out. Then you're going to take your Pacific Point and then your Starry Sky right there. And that's how you get that look. Now for the other card, we already have an embossed piece. Yay. So what I did with the masking paper for that one is I took and I cut it down the middle. This is what your masking paper pack looks like, by the way, when you get it. Stampin' Up! Masking paper. You get several sheets of it, 12 sheets. So now we're going to take that pack and we're going to cut it right down the middle, okay? Right where that little separator part comes to. And when you get done with that, you're going to have two strips that are nice wide rectangles. And you're going to place, let's see if I can, I already have one that's all set up, but oh good, it's peeling off pretty well. So you're going to peel off the backing and you're going to use that straight edge there and you're going to cover up half of your card. So we're going to go from the top down to the bottom, and it's kind of like just one big major post-it note. It's so nice. So now we've got that there, but to get that 1/3 look like we have here, then you're going to take the other one and let's see if we can peel that off. See, now we don't have that backing that we had before where it's separated into two places because we cut right down into that section. Now you're going to follow the medallion, and the medallion has like 6 different pie sections if you think about it, right? So you're going to follow that diagonal line that's right here and connect right through the middle. There we go. And now this piece here, this piece of masking paper, when you peel it off, it will be repositionable every single time. So here's the one I used for the card that I just made, and then I just peeled it up and I moved it into a new spot each time. And the nice thing about this paper is, and I've experienced this with like the sticky notes before, the color that was left here on the masking paper transfers a little bit onto your card. With the masking paper, I didn't find that to be true. So that's a good thing. It's going to keep your card clean in all your little areas. So we're going to start with the little the blue section here, and we'll bring back those colors. Balmy blue. So the way I did these is, and can you see? Yes, you can. Okay. Is I sort of went like a clock with my colors. So I went in here first with the balmy blue, and I made it pretty intense actually. I think I did about half of it with the balmy blue. And we'll use a tissue again. And you can use the same tissue every time. Just find a new spot where the ink, where it's clean. And then I went with the Pacific Point next. And we went up through the middle and over to the left a bit. And I don't think I did too much in the middle actually. I think I focused more on the outer corner like that. And then again, you want to wipe it because you can see what's already happening there to the embossing powder area and the embossed area. And then the last color is the Starry Sky. And just go down in this spot. So you're kind of just thinking in thirds, right? And I think I'm going to go through it just a little bit more right through here. Like that. So now when I peel this off, you're going to see that none of the other areas got affected, again, because we have this awesome masking paper. And I'm just going to tell you that I'm not going to peel off the whole entire thing. Well, maybe I can. Yes, I can, because you know what? The embossed areas resist it really well. I do remember that. Yeah, this is peeling off very nicely because we have embossing under there. Okay, when I moved this to the next section, do you see that white line that's through here? That was accidental. And so when I moved it over to do the green side, the green and yellow, I should say, I had kind of gone beyond that blue instead of going right next to it. So if you don't want to have that issue, you want to go right next to it and then down. So placing it takes a little bit of time, but you'll eventually get get it to where you want it. Watch for any corners that are exposed. You don't want to, do any wild blending and go beyond and then accidentally get your card. On this section, I did the colors. I did Daffodil Delight here. Then I did, and I hope I'm getting this right, then I did Parakeet Party through here. And then I did the Granny Apple Green right through here. So these are the three colors: Daffodil Delight, Parakeet Party, Granny Apple Green for this section. And then for this lower the lower section right here, I did Mango Melody, which is right here. Then it went into the Calypso Coral color through the bottom. And then I did Real Red, I believe. Let me check maybe it was Poppy Parade. Nope, it was Poppy Parade. Sorry. Poppy Parade. And that is listed in the supplies. So Poppy Parade, Calypso Coral, Mango Melody. Those are the colors. Now, if you're looking for a container to hold all these wonderful brushes, I am a big fan of Stampin' Storage. I have their holders for my blending brushes, and they go together pretty darn quickly and easily. I can see all my colors. I just take and put little labels that I've printed on my computer on the back side here, and I have this wonderful little holder for my blending brushes. I did put a link to that in the supplies as well, so if you're looking for a way to hold your blending brushes, I love their stuff. Okay, we're gonna move that. All right, and then to finish off that card, after I did that, I just put and stamped the thank you from the Simply Fabulous stamp set. So this is the one where I got the Just Saying Hello. I used the thank you on the outside for the sentiment, and I used the, I believe it's, you are simply fabulous for the inside. Same color ink. I used the Starry Sky on both the outside and inside for the sentiments. This is a stamp set that you typically wouldn't think to go with this because the florally looks are very different, but it's a huge amount of sentiments that come with this Simply Fabulous stamp set, and I think it's a great pairing because they're nice and bold, and the bold fonts kind of contrast with the real thin lines of the embossing, or I'm sorry, the embossed lines of the Pretty Medallion. So I think that would be a perfect pairing. If you are trying to mask an area instead of using a layer like this, by the way, so if you wanted to say, create a masked spot here, I used copy paper. And I folded the copy paper over onto the masking paper. Let's find a bit of that right now. Got it all over the place. Well, here's a piece. So here's what happened when I tried to punch it by itself. It kind of got pulled and mangled, and it was just not, it was like it wasn't thick enough or strong enough to be able to handle it. So here's a scrap of masking paper. I'm just going to put that in here like this between the copy paper. And then I'm going to grab my punch from my Heart Punch Pack, and I'm going to slide it in there and punch it. And it punches super easily when you have a little bit more thickness to it. So now I've got my heart that I can put down onto my paper. So if I wanted to mask this first and then do all my embossing around it, so I had just that look that we did here, you can do it just like that. So yes, I recommend copy paper if you're going to do that. Looking around on my desk to see if there's any other tips, things that I forgot to share. I think that's it. So we're going to bring those cards back in so we can take a peek at them. And ta-da! See, that's why I kept the table clean. All right, this one has the inside showing. The other one here, again, it's just the sentiment on the inside. But we'll just kind of hold it there for a minute so you can take a peek at those. I'll zoom in even more too. There we go. Just lovely. I think blending brushes and ink pads, especially paired with embossing where you can have that image really pop and stand out, is just stunning. Bright colors. I'm a bright color fan. I'm constantly inspired by Jennifer McGuire's cards, and I just kind of feel like this is a little bit of kind of take on some of the things she likes to share. So I hope that you were inspired by these. And we're going to do some prizes. So before I do that, I am going to talk about some of the stuff going on. We're finishing up Sale-a-bration. Now, Sale-a-bration is a wonderful, sorry, I'm not in my camera. It's a wonderful time of year. We have it twice a year. So there'll be another one in January and February, but right now we're ending the July-August Sale-a-bration period, and it's a great time of year to purchase product because every purchase that's $50 or even $100, because we have $100 level items too, it gets you a pick from the Sale-a-bration choices. Now we have some of these things that have sold out. Sorry to say that Christmas tree collection at level 2, that's gone. There's some things that are disappearing quickly, but Stampin' Up! Has also brought in some other choices. So when you go to the store, you click the shop button and you go to stampinup.com and you shop, under specials Sale-a-bration, you'll be able to see all the choices that you can get if you purchase $50 worth of product or if you wanted to purchase $100 worth of product. And every 50 or every 100 gets you additional choices. Now, if you decide that you want to go even higher with your amounts of spending at a $300 level, you can get the perfect pomegranate stamp set. This is called a host stamp set because a lot of times people get to that level by having lots of people order with them and combine their orders. And when you compile your orders together and it gets sent to one person's house to deliver, then that host can earn this stamp set if the orders are at least 300 or more. This is another cute couple choices. They're the hippest hippos and the dies. These are two separate choices actually. So you can get one at the $50 level, and then if you want to order another 50 later, you can get that one, or you can get $100 order and pick two of them at the same time. So there's some really great choices of product. Now, if you are someone who wants to just get a ton of stuff, become a demonstrator. If you become a demonstrator, you don't have to demonstrate. You can be what's called a discount shopper, but you can get this packet of stuff, and this is called the Making Plans Collection. The Making Plans Collection includes a stamp set because, you know, we got to have stamps for Stampin' Up. It includes some sticker sheets, and then, of course, it includes a beautiful planner that you can custom fill as you'd like. There's additional sheets, like all of these couldn't even get in there. I mean, there's just a ton of pieces that can go into this Artie Full planner, so you can use it for a lot longer. You also get these notebooks, and it's a free gift with the starter kit. Last month and this month, it's going to end the end of August, just like the rest of Sale-a-bration. So if you're interested in getting the Making Plans collection, then you'll want to be sure that you're getting your starter kit purchase in before the end of August. All right, what else do I want to share with you? I'm trying to think here. Oops, sorry, there we go. We're going to do prizes, right? Are we ready for prizes? Next week, I am going to go live again. I try to do so every week. Summer is usually the toughest time, but we're maintaining videos. So if I don't go live, I put a pre-recorded video in there, except for last week because we had technical issues. But I will go live next Wednesday, August 24th at 11 a.m. Central Time. I hope you come back and visit. Let me bring in our prizes. Oh, I actually did just show them to you. And I'll have more choices, but I have Sale-a-bration offerings for you. So if your name gets drawn today by Trisha Josephs, you get to choose between Perfect Pomegranate, which you normally can't get unless you're at the 300 level, Hippest Hippos, the Hippo Dies, and I'm sure I'll have a few more choices coming in, but right now the two winners that she draws will get to choose from that. The last week's winners, where did I put it? Oh, and I have a light that's not working in the room. Did you see it go dark in here all of a sudden? Last week's winners, this is fun. A close-up of my basket. This is a basket that I pull out when I have local people who live near me, come to pick up catalogs, or if they order something along with me to save on shipping and they pick it up at my house. Anytime someone comes to my house, oh, Lydia, I forgot you. We needed to have you pick from the basket. She just came the other day. Anyways, if you're watching, Lydia, we'll make sure that we get something to you next time. Anyways, yes, some goodies. So what I did last week is I just compiled a few of these goodies and sent them off as the prize from the Splendid Day live that we did 2 weeks ago. So I have a couple winners for that. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my computer. Let's get that out of the way here and move this out of the way. And we're going to go to my screen here. I have a winner chosen from YouTube. Congratulations, Penny Klee. You were the winner from the last live, when we did the Splendid Day. And then I believe Trisha Josephs was going to help me out because that was my technical issue that made me a few minutes late today. This app was not allowing me to pick my Facebook winner. So hopefully she was able to do that. I'm going to scroll through the comments here, take a peek. I'll actually peek on my computer here. They're a bit easier to see. Yes, she did announce today's live winners are Nicole Herrick and Linda Leonhardt. Congratulations to both of you. And then Trisha, were you able to help me out with that Facebook winner that we would have drawn from last time? Hopefully. By the way, while she is responding to that, oh yes, Judy Duncan. Oh no, that's something else. Sorry. What she tagged me in here? Did she tag me in there? Yeah. Hi, Judy, by the way. So if we don't find, if she's not able to do it too, maybe the app's not working for her, then I will just choose somebody and try to I think I can reach out to Facebook people a little bit easier, so I will try to do that. But we will draw a winner from last week's Facebook Live. And I'll search through the comments. Maybe she's already announced it. But congratulations to all the winners. Scroll through here, make sure it's not coming up. Trisha's awesome, isn't she? She found a new home for my kitty. Oh, it wouldn't let you pick either? Okay, that's okay. We'll figure it out. I think what I need to do, I try to do it like 10 minutes before my videos, before my lives, because I want to be fair to any last minute commenters that may have been on, like, in the last few hours. But I might have to choose winners the night before or something, because it gets really kind of stressful when we have these technical issues right at the last minute. So anyways, I'll find somebody as a winner from last week's videos, and we'll reach out to them personally. Congrats again. Yes, next week again will be Wednesday, August 24th, 11 a.m. Central Time. I hope you come back. I have lots of projects in my head again because my stress is starting to dissipate. Our remodel is coming to a close, probably the end of October. We're still waiting on countertops, and there's things that just, you have to wait for it. Really, I don't know if it's the time, with the pandemic or not, but yeah, I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to let you all go. I don't think there's anything else I needed to share. So on that note, I'd like you all now to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye, everyone.